Prince Harry and Meghan Markle are panicking. They can try and spin the Andrew Mountbatten-Windsor situation for them as much as they like.
Meghan Markle has a type, not in men, in people she can use. Staff members who last 10 months, publicists who quit before the year's out, friends who get love-bombed in private and ghosted in public. There's a rhythm to it. First comes the warmth, then comes the ask, and then comes the door. 20 employees have walked away from Sussex World since 2020. Their 11th publicist just packed her desk. Their foundation went from $13 million in donations to barely $2 million in 3 years.
Meghan has got no real income anymore. She's finished.
Right.
The Netflix series is over. There's no great podcast. They don't generate any money. And I don't see where she is going from here. I think she has a major problem.
And now, according to multiple tabloid reports, Meghan and Harry have found their next project. Not a Netflix series, not a podcast nobody asked for. 2 women, 2 princesses, 2 cousins whose father just got arrested and whose world is falling apart at exactly the right speed for someone like Meghan to show up with a smile, a phone number, and a business plan. Their names are Beatrice and Eugenie. And if these reports are even half true, the royal family is about to face its biggest internal threat since Spare.
Beatrice and Eugenie, sadly, are more implicated in this than a lot of people would like to think. Why, as a society, are people still calling them young girls?
Meghan Markle has all pretty much the same friends that Eugenie and Beatrice had. And in 2017, Fergie gave an interview after Meghan Markle got married and everything, welcoming them into the family. And she said that she had never met Meghan Markle until the wedding.
Here's something most people don't know. Meghan Markle didn't meet Eugenie through Harry. She met Harry through Eugenie. Well, not directly. But Meghan and Princess Eugenie were already moving in the same circles years before Harry entered the picture. Back in 2013, maybe 2014, both women were part of the Soho House crowd in London, the private members club scene where fashion, media, and old money all drink from the same bar. Their mutual friend was designer Misha Nonu, who later set up the blind date between Meghan and Harry in 2016. Meghan confirmed this herself during the Oprah interview in 2021. She said she and Eugenie already knew each other.
What I discovered was, of course, that she was hunting for a man in England from 2013, and she wanted wealth and she wanted fame, and there's no doubt she targeted Harry.
And were friends as a couple with Eugenie and Jack Brooksbank before Harry was part of the picture. And when Harry started dating Meghan, Eugenie wasn't just supportive. She was the first royal to meet her. Not William, not Kate, not Charles. Eugenie. According to Finding Freedom, the book by Omid Scobie and Carolyn Duran that read like a Sussex press release wrapped in a hardcover, Eugenie described Meghan as just the tonic for Harry. That's from a summarized section published in the Evening Standard.
They were not poor. They just wanted to land a rich man and make easy money. And the worst part of it all is that Meghan Markle was already with Trevor Engelson there. She was already living with him. There was no need for her to be hustling this way.
The 2 couples went on double dates. They holidayed together in Lake Como with the Clooneys. And when Harry and Meghan packed up and left for California in 2020, Eugenie and Jack moved into Frogmore Cottage for a period, the home the Sussexes had just vacated with taxpayer-funded renovations still fresh on the walls. This wasn't casual. This was deliberate closeness, built over years, starting before Harry even knew Meghan's name. And that timeline matters for everything that comes next.
Prince Andrew in your book, you talk about how Prince Andrew told Prince Harry his marriage to Meghan Markle would not last more than a month and accused him of being bonkers for not doing his due diligence into her past.
There's nothing defamatory about it. That was the one point where people were sort of cheering him on.
Exactly.
Buckingham Palace has confirmed that the Duke and Duchess of Sussex will not be returning as working members of the royal family.
After Mexit, most of the family closed ranks. William stopped taking calls. Charles went quiet. Kate had never been close to begin with. The institution pulled the drawbridge up and left the Sussexes on the other side, but Eugenie didn't follow. She crossed the drawbridge the other way. Netflix footage from the Harry and Meghan docuseries showed her visiting Montecito, playing with Archie on the beach, laughing with Meghan in their garden. That's not a distant cousin maintaining appearances through a Christmas card. That's someone who chose a side and lived it, publicly, on camera for millions to see. Harry wrote about it himself. In Spare, he described a formal meeting at Royal Lodge where Eugenie and Jack gave Meghan quiet, supportive kisses on the cheek, right in front of the Queen. A small gesture in a room full of people who wanted Meghan gone. A gesture that told everyone exactly where their loyalty sat. Beatrice was always more distant. She didn't share Eugenie's personal bond with Meghan, and she stayed closer to the institutional side of the family, but the overlap was still there. All four Yorks moved in Harry's orbit for years through Royal Lodge gatherings and mutual social circles. And as recently as 2025, GOTV reported that Meghan's ties to Eugenie remained strong, despite the wider family rift, noting that Harry and Meghan had bought a holiday home in Portugal, near where Eugenie and Jack live. You don't buy property on the same coastline as someone you've drifted from. That's not distance. That's proximity by design. So the foundation of this relationship is documented, it spans over a decade, and it survived the single most divisive event in modern royal history, which is exactly what makes the next chapter so interesting.
We've got two sisters who are driven by money. They love elevating their social status. They are, I'm afraid, the daughters of two of the biggest grifters of all time, Sarah and Andrew.
But they are panicking because they know what is currently being opened up is the previously unspeakable. The fact that the line of succession can be changed. The fact that people can lose their royal titles.
Sometime between 2024 and early 2026, the bond between the Sussexes and the York sisters started cracking, or at least that's what palace-adjacent sources want us to believe. The Royal Observer published a piece citing a source close to the family who claimed that Beatrice and Eugenie haven't communicated with the Sussexes for quite a while. The same report said the sisters have now firmly pledged their allegiance to the royal family and want to do everything they can to support King Charles and Prince William, particularly after Charles and Catherine's cancer diagnoses, when the institution needed visible, dependable faces at engagements. Royal biographer Tom Quinn backed that up. He acknowledged the York sisters probably still feel like semi-outsiders emotionally, but said their public behavior has shifted firmly toward the firm. Other signals pointed the same direction. Eugenie was reportedly spotted meeting Piers Morgan, one of Meghan's most vocal critics, which raised eyebrows in Sussex-friendly media circles. Sarah Ferguson publicly distanced herself from Meghan around the same period. And in early 2026, the Daily Mail ran a piece arguing that the Andrew scandal could be the end of the Meghan-Eugenie friendship entirely.
Sarah, Andrew, Beatrice, Eugenie, they're all cut from the same cloth. And if I did think that any of them were different, I wouldn't be tarring them with the same brush just because they are Andrew and Sarah's daughters.
The logic was simple. Being close to Meghan comes with tabloid baggage, and being close to Andrew's daughters comes with Epstein. Neither side benefits from the association when both names are toxic in different hemispheres. So by all accounts, the bridge was burning. The sisters were walking back toward the palace, heads down, ready to prove their loyalty to the institution they grew up in. The Sussex chapter of their lives was closing. And then the reports dropped that blew it wide open again.
Are these two girls innocent in all of this? Or actually, at some point, do they have to take some responsibility? They were adults.
They're going to, I think, have some things that are not good come out still. I think what Andrew Lowney was saying about Beatrice and Eugenie is relevant. He's done extensive research on them. He knows things that we don't even know now. And he has also talked about how the worst is still yet to come and that they're not innocent.
In February 2026, the News International ran a story claiming that Harry and Meghan are training Beatrice and Eugenie for a tell-all. According to the piece, citing anonymous sources, the Sussexes believe it would be a fantastic idea for the sisters to speak their truth about their parents, their upbringing, and their proximity to the Epstein scandal.
Meghan was a nightmare from the beginning because she had come from an industry where you click your fingers, you pay someone, and things get dealt with. You can control the coverage. You get to behave however you want in entertainment industries.
The report claimed Harry and Meghan are offering to pull some strings with publishers and interviewers to secure what the article called a substantial amount of money for the sisters. The Express followed up with a similar piece, framing the alleged Sussex offer as something that could blow the royals apart. The implication was clear. Beatrice and Eugenie could clarify their parents' involvement with Andrew's disgraced network, tell their side of the story, and monetize the grief. The exact playbook Harry and Meghan ran for themselves with Spare, with the Oprah interview, and with the Netflix docuseries. Take the pain, package it into content, sell it for millions, and call the whole thing speaking your truth. The formula hasn't changed, only the names have.
You know, Beatrice, like you said, was the one that ultimately played a pivotal role in Andrew doing the interview with Emily Maitlis inside Buckingham Palace, where he sat down in the palace and lied to the world.
To be precise, these are tabloid reports built on anonymous sources. There's no signed publishing contract, no confirmed TV booking, no on-record quotes from any of the 4 people involved. But social media grabbed it and ran. One widely shared Facebook post described the scenario as Harry and Meghan being poised to use Princesses Beatrice and Eugenie like puppets to pressure the royal family. And that word, puppets, stuck. It stuck because it captured something the more polished tabloid language was dancing around. The word felt right, even if the evidence is still circumstantial, because the pattern of how the Sussexes recruit, use, and discard people isn't speculation. It's a documented 6-year track record.
She was trouble from the beginning, and we saw that very early. The palace tried to suppress those stories about what a nightmare she was with staff, and staff making allegations that she was emailing them day and night and had various demands, and all of this was true. She never wanted to fit in. Meghan gets what Meghan wants. It's Meghan's way or the highway.
Fergie. She used the princesses because, oh, I'm the mother of the princesses. Everybody wants to hang around prince and princesses.
Yeah.
She wanted to introduce her daughters to really influential people so they could all benefit.
Yes, absolutely.
Here's the detail buried in the reporting that most channels skipped past. According to royal commentator Duncan Larcombe, writing for the News International, Meghan is acutely aware that photographs exist from Beatrice's 18th birthday party. Photos where Jeffrey Epstein, Harvey Weinstein, and Ghislaine Maxwell were all in the same frame. Larcombe claims that because of this, Meghan won't want to be seen to be too sympathetic toward Beatrice and Eugenie in public, particularly in America.
If they were to introduce me to strangers, I would ask some questions. Oh, this dude's just been released from jail, Mum. Like, what's that about? Especially if I was a goddamn member of the British royal family, where all of my interactions are controlled and are likely to be analysed.
Where the Epstein story carries a different weight than it does in the UK, think about what that means if it's accurate. The support being offered isn't emotional, it's calculated. Privately, according to Larcombe, Meghan is happy for Harry to support his cousins through the Andrew crisis. Privately, the warmth is there, but publicly, she wants distance. Because standing too close to Andrew's daughters while Epstein document releases are still making headlines is a PR risk she's not willing to absorb. Not when her own brand is already fragile, not when Netflix is already on the fence, not when every public move she makes gets dissected by 100 channels within hours. That's not friendship, that's brand management wearing a friendship mask. And it tells you everything about what kind of support Beatrice and Eugenie would actually be signing up for.
Harry and Meghan can have no such role and come back because half in, half out doesn't work. They don't understand. They are not the stars of the show. There are 2 stars of the show, and that is Prince William and Catherine, Princess of Wales. We do not want to see the Timu Duchess and Harry back. No, thank you.
The Sussex media operation has only ever worked in one direction. When Omid Scobie writes a book, it's about Harry and Meghan. When Netflix buys a series, it stars Harry and Meghan. When Oprah books a 2-hour primetime special, they're the ones sitting on that sofa. If Beatrice and Eugenie were to do a tell-all through Sussex-connected agents and publishers, whose narrative do you think that book would actually serve?
Beatrice and Eugenie, they can't wait, can they, to pop on a plane to the Middle East, rinse their titles, get a few freebies. I'm afraid they're just like their parents. Andrew Loney has said time and time again, there are many questions Beatrice and Eugenie need to answer. Money has appeared in their bank accounts. They have used their royal status to climb the social ladder. They have really, I would argue, abused their role with soft power to advance their careers and their social position for financial gain.
The Express report mentioned that Prince William is watching this situation closely and may need to make tough decisions about Beatrice and Eugenie based on their association with Epstein through their father. Tom Sykes at the Daily Beast has gone further, arguing that Charles should strip both sisters from the line of succession entirely, calling their continued public presence a big mistake, while Andrew's criminal shadow keeps growing. Rob Shooter's sources on Naughty But Nice say the sisters are being frozen out, of London's high society, losing invitations, charity board positions, and social standing, not because of anything they did, because their last name is York and their father's face sits next to Epstein's in every newspaper archive on the planet. That's the position Beatrice and Eugenie are standing in right now.
She was all in to do any and everything to make herself relevant. Hey, putting her girls in between this, that's what she was going to do. Absolutely.
February 2026. Their father arrested, their mother under public scrutiny, the palace treating them like a problem to manage rather than people to protect. William reportedly fond of them, but nervous about promoting them while Andrew is radioactive. Charles wanting them at engagements during his and Catherine's health battles, but not so visible that the Epstein questions follow them onto the balcony. And on the other side of that equation, reportedly, sit Harry and Meghan with a publisher's phone number and a pitch about how liberating it feels to tell your truth to a global audience. Two roads, and both lead somewhere painful. Stay loyal to the palace and risk being pushed further into the shadows as Andrew's scandal deepens, and William decides what's too close for comfort. Accept the Sussex offer and risk becoming the next names in someone else's story, the way Harry's memoir served Meghan's narrative more than it served his own, the way every Sussex partnership seems to benefit the Sussexes most of all. Beatrice and Eugenie grew up inside that institution. They wore the hats, they did the walkabouts, they curtsied to their grandmother at Christmas and never once turned it into content. That quiet loyalty, that willingness to serve without complaint is precisely what makes them valuable to someone who left the building and needs voices from the inside to justify why. Whether the sisters say yes or no remains to be seen. Most signs right now point to no, but the fact that the offer reportedly exists at all tells you where Sussex world is headed, not toward reconciliation, not toward peace, toward the next person whose pain can be packaged, sold, and called truth. If this one hit different, we've got more coming on what Andrew's arrest really means for the York sisters, and why William's next move could change everything.